Do you know which is the richest temple in the world? It's not Tirupati Venkateswara Swami Temple. Hi, this is Architect Sivaram. Hope you're doing great. Yes, it's not the Tirupati Venkateswara Swami Temple. The richest temple in the world is the Sri Padmanabhaswamy Temple. It's located at Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Okay, so how it became the world's most richest temple? In 2011, Sri Padmanabhaswamy Temple overtook Tirumala Tirupati Balaji Temple and became the richest temple in the world due to the discovery of 6 secret subterranean vaults or chambers. So subterranean is basically underground chambers were discovered in 2011. So why did they actually discover that secret chamber, and how did they discover? Well, the order came from Supreme Court. Yes, in 27th June 2011, these walls were opened. Why? Why Supreme Court did all these things, right? So because Supreme Court got a private petition. We don't know whom sent that, but basically it received a private petition stating that we need to have transparency in maintaining the temple, because people are maintaining the temple. There are dedicated people from a certain background, so they will be dedicating it. They will be managing the temple. So we need transparency in the upkeep of the temple. So that was the message. So Supreme Court just made an inspection, and it had a 7-member committee. And in that process, they discovered 6 subterranean vaults. And Supreme Court ordered them to actually make an inventory of the list of items which are present over there. So we have around 6 walls which are named from A, B, C and so on to F. And one more thing is, actually it's not 6 walls, it's actually 8. So how it is 8? At the end of 2020, around 2 walls were discovered. Like both of them are long forgotten cellars. So that was found by the amicus curiae. Amicus curiae is basically a party which is not onto any sides of an issue. It's basically a party which assists the court in making whatever things need to happen. So basically that's amicus curiae. Right. So they discovered 2 more walls, but they remained closed. They didn't want to open all that. So as it was for centuries. But they actually opened 5 walls of the first 6, like A to F. They didn't open one vault. I will come to that vault. But before that, I would like to share what they actually found in the other 5 walls. So let me tell you. So according to the news reports, the items are as follows. So they found a 4-foot, that is 1.2 meter high, and 3 foot, 0.91 meter wide, solid, pure golden idol of Mahavishnu, which is studded with a lot of diamonds and other precious stones. So that is something that they have found. And I just forgot to mention one more fact. After the inspection of all these walls, the amount of wealth that they found made this temple, that's the Padmanabhaswamy temple, to hold the largest collection of valuable material in the recorded history of world. Like, come on, it's the largest collection of items of gold and precious stones in the recorded history of the entire world. Imagine, it's not any Pirates of the Caribbean's wealth or any wealth hidden in the mountain, nothing, any cave, no. Those are also there, but the amount of the magnanimity of the wealth that Padmanabhaswamy holds is something which is truly magnificent. So we should be very proud of that. So yeah, that's amazing. Right, so I will go on listing. The second thing is a solid pure golden throne. which was studded with hundreds of diamonds and precious stones, which is meant for the idol of the deity, basically. It's around 5.5 meters in size. And they also had this ceremonial attire which is used for the main deity, to adorn the main deity, that is the Padmanabhaswamy, which is Lord Vishnu, which has a 16-part gold donkey weighing almost 30 kilograms, that is 66 lb in weight. And there is also 18 foot or 5.5 meter long pure gold chain among thousands of pure gold chains. Yeah, thousands of gold chains. And there is also a pure gold sheaf weighing 500 kilograms. 500 kilograms of pure gold. And a 36 kilogram of golden veil. And 1200 Sarapalli pure gold coin chains, which are encrusted with precious stones, and it also weighs around 3.5 to 10.5 kg. So one is 3.5 and the other one weighs around 10.5 kg. And there are like several sacks which are filled with golden artifacts, necklaces, diadems. Diadems are basically the decorated, ostentatious crown that is studded with a lot of diamonds and everything. Also rubies, sapphires, emeralds, gemstones, and objects made of other precious metals. And they also discovered gold coconut shells which are studded with rubies and emeralds. There's also several 18th century Napoleonic era coins. Yeah, this is something they find. So how Napoleonic era coins were there in this temple? So I guess there might be some links with other parts of the world too, that we don't actually know right now. It might have been there. That's why we have coins from the era of Napoleon, right? So we have that also. So there should be some form of sea link which would have happened not just to any neighboring country, but up till the Europe. Yeah, that's something very interesting. And hundreds of thousands of gold coins of the Roman Empire, and an 800 kilogram of hoard of gold coins. I could just keep on going, it's just too much. But yeah, these are the main things. But so first they opened vault C, then they opened vault D, E, F, then they opened vault A. They had a little bit of struggle opening vault A, but then they have finally opened it. So that's something that happened. But Vault B has not been opened since 1880s. So Vault B, you can see the image. So that's basically the snake or the serpent door. We can call it the Nagabandha door. That is the snake's bind, basically. That's how the word Nagabandha translates. So this vault is quite interesting. So how did they lead to this door? That is, first they had a metal grill towards Vault B. They broke open that into 2011. Then they just went inside and they found a wooden door again. They broke open that. Then they went in and then they saw this large door which has no keyhole. There is no keyhole or lock, nothing. It's just there two serpents there. They tried to open the door, but they couldn't open the door. That's how strong it was. Then they came to know that this door is locked with not a magical spell, divine presence. There is some divine presence guarding this door, which is something to be respected. But they somehow wanted to open the door at that point of time. So they came to know that it cannot be opened with any key. It cannot be opened like that. The door can only be opened by a person who knows Garuda Mantra perfectly. Garuda Mantra is a chant, it's a particular chant. So one has to recite the chant over there. If he does it properly, the door opens. So that's how it is being locked. Otherwise, if someone tries to open with some kinds of modern technologies, it will cause havoc to the entire country. That's the belief. That's the belief which is held over there, and we must respect that, whatever they believe in. Fine. So that is there. So you might ask, oh my God, Sivaram, what is this? Chanting any mantra, will it open any doors? Oh, come on. See, first, mantra. What is a mantra? A mantra is basically a sequential arrangement of sounds. You arrange sounds in a particular way to create a certain level of energy. So there are various kinds of mantras. There are various kinds of mantra for different purposes. So you might ask, what is this sound? What is this energy? What are you even talking about? I will tell you two things which modern science agrees. First thing, you might have studied this in your school, resonance, right? You might have heard the story where it's a very strong bridge, but just 100 soldiers started marching in perfect tune, the perfect left, right, left, whatever. And that march just collapsed the entire bridge with causing a ton of reverberations. Do you know that? Do you remember that story? That's resonance. That's when certain frequencies come together I'm just putting it in a simpler form, okay? When certain vibrations come in a sync, okay? I can just explain this way. With simple words. If a certain frequency of vibration comes in a particular sync, the energy of it gets amplified or multiplied. We can call it that way. So in that case, 1 plus 1 will not be 2. 1 plus 1 will be 10, or 1 plus 1 will be 1000. 1 plus 1 can even be a million. So that's about resonance. And yeah, you might know that. Apart from that, there is also one more thing, that is cymatics. So you would have heard cymatics, right? I think you might know this. So cymatics is basically it's a science where you can see how certain sounds create certain shapes and forms in a liquid surface or in a free-flowing surface. So you might have seen when a certain sound is played, it could be loose sand or water, where that sound waves or the energy of the sound creates certain forms. Like certain kinds of sounds create different types of shapes, different kinds of sound create different kinds of shapes. So this is cymatics. So that's the basis of mantra. So in our culture, in our civilization, we have this immense knowledge about all these things. That's why we had all these mantras. We also had yantras. So yantras are basically geometrical forms, okay? So if you consider any mantra, that mantra has a yantra, that is a geometric form. Because we already knew all these cymatics, which has been discovered in the recent times. We already knew that when you utter a particular sound, it can generate a particular form, and a particular form, if something is in a particular form, it also has a sound. It's the reverse of it that also exists. So we knew all that before. How did we knew all these things? That is the privilege of our culture. So we knew all these things. So whatever mantra is there, there is also a yantra which is attached to it, a form of that particular sound that is also there in our culture. So yeah, so when all these things are there, when you structure the sounds in a particular way, a mantra is created, and when a Garuda mantra is properly chanted out there in that place, definitely door will open. Obviously it will open. So that's about it. So there's no doubt about it. But the thing is, do we actually need to open the door? That's the question. I would say no, right? That's my personal opinion. Actually, it's not a need to open that particular door, right? So it can be opened when there is absolutely a need for it, but otherwise, why should we even open that? That's also something which Supreme Court ordered in 2020 July, that it just refused the permission to open the door of that particular wall, that is wall B, because it is an issue which involves religious sentiment. because there are a lot of things happening out there. Some say there are valuables which one cannot even comprehend. That's how much the worth of things would be there. That's something people say. Another thing is, they say if you open the temple's vault of that particular Nagabandha door, there will be a lot of cobras guarding enormous amount of wealth, so you cannot go and take that wealth. Some say if you open the door of that wall, the Nagabandha door, flood or tsunami comes from the door and it will wipe the whole town. So that is also there. I don't know about that. Yeah, like this. And if one opens the door, the whole country will suffer, and all these things happen if it is opened unlawfully. Yeah. So all these things people say, but I don't know what will be there inside. If you know, or if you can guess what will be there inside, let me know in the comments. So yeah, that's it for this video, and yeah, I'm happy doing this video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.